Today we're on the Leicestershire-Warwickshire border at one of Sykes Timber's owned and managed woodlands. We're thinning today, felling oaks. These trees are about 60 to 70 years old, so it's now the time to kind of kick on and really try and get some saw logs in the next 25 to 30 years. The woodland's split into two sides. The trees on our left, they're 25-year-old trees that we planted, and they're just coming into need of a thin now. We'll just hand cut these to give the ground some rest and not churn it all up, and that's mixed broadleaf planted in there, whilst the other side is just predominantly a monostand of oak. Trees are marked up to be felled, sometimes a 50-50 decision, sometimes an obvious decision on what tree you're taking. The oak is predominantly being hand cut, brought out on a forwarder. This will then be stacked and sold at roadside. Owning our own woodland, it's obviously a supply of timber, but it also shows to your customers that you're doing something practical as well. You're not just a merchant, you're not just a forwarder. You see where the timber comes from, you understand it, you understand the difficulties of growing wood as well. The woodland with 30% taken out will allow a bit more space for those oaks that are around 60 to 70 years old to flourish, hopefully add a bit more girth in the coming years and eventually be saw logs for our sawmill back in Addiston. Sykes Timber own and manage a few woodlands nationally. It's certainly not all that we do, but it's something that we do and something we enjoy. And we think it's right for the industry that merchants understand where the wood's coming from, the difficulties of growing wood. And I think if you can offer transparency, you can allow your customer to understand a bit more at the cost involved, what they're using, and why we certainly shouldn't waste it. You're locking up carbon, you're using wood, and you're also using it locally, which is fantastic, and something we strongly encourage going forward.